Now, the Dutch Prime Minister Mark Rutte has apologised for the role that the Netherlands had in slavery. Mr Rutte also said that slavery must be recognised in the clearest terms as a crime against humanity. He said slavery caused, as he put it, untold suffering for untold numbers of people, which continued in the lives of people today. Well, our correspondent Anna Holligan joins us from The Hague. And Anna, we saw in the last hour that apology being made, but obviously not without controversy.
Not without controversy indeed, but actually Mark Rutte went much further than many people had expected with this. He said the silence had gone on for too long and acknowledged that until recently, he didn't think there was any need to apologise for this slavery legacy. And what we heard today from him speaking inside the National Archive, surrounded by this history, which he said you can't argue with the facts, he said it was a painful, ugly and downright embarrassing time. This slavery system amounted to a crime against humanity. And he went into some of the numbers as well, which really give you an indication of just how horrific this was. So he talked about between 1814 up until slavery was abolished he said by 1814, more than 600,000 enslaved Africans had been shipped in deplorable conditions, wrenched from their families by Dutch slave traders. He also mentioned in Asia, between 660,000 and over 1 million people were traded by the Dutch East India Company. And all of this, of course, was mandated by the Dutch government, which is why Mark Rutte has taken these steps to apologise today. But you mentioned the controversy. A lot of people in the affected communities, the descendants of the enslaved, had asked for him to apologise on the 1st of July 2023, which will mark the 160th anniversary of the Dutch Emancipation Act.
Yeah, and yet here we are in December, so that's one thing that's upset people. The other question around all of this is reparation. Any kind of mention of that or decisions around that?
Actually, no, and that's something that may come in the days ahead. He did talk about the issue about the day, the chaos and confusion. He has been accused of ignoring those voices with echoes of colonialism. He said actually he wanted to get this done this year, so next year everyone could focus on the commemorations. He also mentioned, interestingly, that the Dutch king, Willem-Alexander, will be present at the commemorations, Ketty Kotti it's called, the release of chains on the 1st of July 2023. And that may be the moment that the king will also apologise. And of course, all of this is happening and may lead to other European countries taking similar steps. It may encourage others to consider their colonial legacies, because these words from Mark Rutte are really quite striking, given the polarisation we see in Dutch society today, and also just the fact that so many people here were still against this apology being issued, almost half of the Dutch population. The other thing that Mark Rutte mentioned that's quite notable is he said the centuries of oppression and exploitation still have an effect today in racist stereotypes, patterns of exclusion and social inequality. And he said to break those patterns, we have to face up to the past openly and honestly. And I think that will be the real challenge for Dutch society now.
Anna, thank you so much for bringing us up to date there.